What's up, guys? Morning. Top of the morning to ya. At least if you're in the US, it's early morning or lunch, right? What's up, Hans? Hope you're doing well. Miss you guys as well. 100%. Bollinger still in the chat as well. Wait, no. Oh, how do I disable that? I think that's a camera thing. Fuck. Okay, give me a second. Oh, this is. Oh, I shouldn't do this in prod. This feels bad to do in prod. Oh, I took a picture of myself. Okay, it's gone. It's gone to Reno. Woohoo! Hopefully this doesn't break the autofocus stuff. Awesome. How's everybody doing today? For whatever reason, I am not streaming to YouTube. Something broke. I think that's fine. I'll upload the video to YouTube afterwards either way. Oh, it's not liking the thing. Oh no, it's gonna keep doing that. Fuck. How do I turn off the thing? Ooh. Okay, I'll leave it for now. Oh, let me open the window. It's hot. So gonna wait one more minute until we start diving into the technical stuff today. So we're, oh my god, Scout's thank you so much, I appreciate that. How dare I lose weight? Well, turns out like you feel better and everything. Already talking Defcon? I don't follow. I'm assuming you're going to Defcon this year then. Acron. Archon? Archon? Something like that? Am I totally missing that name? Butchering it? Archon. Okay. Did you buy the shoes I recommended, Skeltec, at Troopers? I expect pictures. Defcon prices are decent, right? I think you get early bird tickets for Defcon, and they go for like $400, $300, and then always they will, they will always sell the tickets at the door as well. But Black Hat is pretty much too expensive unless you do any of the trainings or whatever. Like if you have training funds for the training, it's fine. Yeah. Plane tickets for me are also not. Honestly, he has sent Flying Week to Defcon. I sure does. Trying to basically beg for money so I can get to Defcon. Hopefully I will. I got my employer on the good side, so hopefully they can cover the rest of whatever, but I actually don't have anything to auction away this time around. So Dom over at MDSec actually promised to send me some Nighthawk swag to give away or to auction away on the stream. And I haven't received it yet because he had the back order sizes, whatever. But once I receive the Nighthawk swag, I will auction that away if somebody wants it. And then hopefully try to make that donation bar for Defcon move closer to the right. I gotta fix the autofocus thing, it's killing me. It's like constantly autofocusing, which is really annoying. Scale's like, no, I tried back then but couldn't find the store. However, I went shopping in Vegas and found like 5 pairs which were perfect and oh my god, so cheap. Did you find something cheap in Vegas? I straight up don't believe that. Breeding is expensive in Vegas. Water is expensive in Vegas. Does not belong together, cheap and Vegas. So I'm sort of hyped for the stream. We're taking a look at the Merlin C2 framework, which we rated, I think we gave it a B rating actually during the C2 tier list. I already noticed a couple of quirks. So I don't prepare for these streams. These streams are always going to be half-ass and put together in the last minute, and I will always make sure that I make a complete dumbass of myself. So don't you worry about that. But I actually looked at the wiki page a bit before starting the stream, and there's some interesting stuff in terms of how they do agent generation that a lot of other open C2 frameworks just approaches differently, which I think is both a quirk and also beneficial. And then they heavily emphasize the operational security in terms of the transport, like they have support for HTTP 2 and HTTP 3, which I want to look at because I don't have a ton of knowledge about what that means comparatively to just HTTP. So ideally, maybe we won't get around to it, but ideally, I would like to see how I know that Burp has support now to sort of mimic or format HTTP 2 over to 1 when you're intercepting it. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. But yeah, we'll take a look at Merlin C2 for sure. A couple of things I want to get out of the way. So if you're considering any of the 0 Point Security training courses, which you can find over at 0pointsecurityco.uk, I think, please consider using my affiliate link. I believe the command is offsec. So that affiliate link will give me, I think it's like 5% kickback or something on the order. So if you want to buy any more courses from there, consider using my affiliate link. If not, that's fine. Just straight up, I've been using 0 Point Security for coursing and training like way before I got any affiliate link or anything like that. And it's honestly quality stuff. It's relatively cheap comparative to other trainings, and it's quality content. So 100% recommend that. And if you do end up buying it, consider using my affiliate link. I also have something exciting going on. I haven't closed it yet, but we have a potential sponsor for the stream, and not like some shitty VPN provider or some half-ass password manager or anything like that. It's nothing big. It's really niche and targeted to you guys, and I actually hope that this could help you in your operations and in your work areas. But I haven't landed it yet. We're still in discussions and negotiations. But if I land it, I'm super stoked. And yeah, so that's that. Those are like the business side of the stream, and I'll just dive into the technical stuff. So I actually haven't checked how my live feed looks like. Okay. So cool. Maybe I should zoom in. So I'm already kind of confused. So I know there is a Merlin agent for the Mythic C2, and is that okay? So Merlin both has its standalone CLI and server, but it also has a compatibility to be a Mythic agent, which is interesting. Or did it first start as a Mythic agent? Looking at the commits here, seems like it first started as a Mythic agent and then it became a full-fledged and still has support for it, because it definitely says that it has support for Mythic support. Merlin can be integrated and used as an agent within Mythic as Mythic ecology. Visit the Merlin or Mythic repository. Cool. Okay, so there's a specific Merlin interface or agent provider for Mythic, which is cool. I'm curious to know if that is the same or if it's not as updated. No, it did not start as a Mythic agent. Okay. Okay, cool. So standalone Merlin is different than using Merlin on Mythic. The main difference is that Merlin on Mythic uses HTTP 1, so it's forced to be. We have the heads up, we have the developer in chat here, so all our questions will be answered 100%. Okay, so it's sort of just it's a fork then. It's sort of just, so it's kind of just a cross-platform Go agent for Mythic, is what you're saying. The Merlin on Mythic. Yeah, so it's Neon Dog says Merlin on Mythic loses a lot of the standalone Merlin features. Okay, so it's more of a adaptation. So it's not maintained on the same basis, right? That's my understanding. Okay, so the code base is the same for standalone Merlin and Mythic. The transport and transport features are different, because that is something that is heavily emphasized, at least in the public GitHub repo. So I would like to, what is the QIC? This rings a bell. Yeah, I remember this. All right, so QIC, my first reference to that is not HTTP 3, but I think Adam's blog post way back. Okay, so there's a lot of different answers. Yes, Kel's like, ideally, Neon Dog, you should be on voice with me. Would you like to do that? Can I call you out on the spot? Can I give you a callerino on the Discord? You down, Neon Dog, or no? No pressure. If you don't want to, we can skip it. Can't do voice at the moment. No worries at all. We'll I'll just leave you hanging in chat then. No worries. Okay, cool. So I think I read the. So no worries. I completely understand the prep time thing. I'll be on voice just to heckle with soundbar. So question, Neon Dog. Hans got a question for if C2 has transport for WebSockets or transport over WebSocket, which I think the answer is no. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think I read the original blog you posted in 2017, Neon Dog, where at the time HTTP 2 had a lot of issues in terms of, or not issues, but were evasively I want to say good, but that's just doesn't. What I'm trying to say is that way back, defensive solutions monitoring the network had issues intercepting and looking at HTTP2 requests, and that seemed like one of the main goals here was to create a C2 framework that uses HTTP2 for evasive purposes. So does that make sense, or am I butchering the whole? Like looking at, I think it's this blog post right here. It talks a bit about that. Now, I'm curious how much of this has changed. I think Palo Alto is probably one of the better firewalls out there with their XDR solution. It connects it all together, so you can sort of try to chase down what's going on the network in terms of both to what's it talking to on the computer and what's going over the wire. Is HTTP2 is a binary protocol, and that made traffic inspection hard in 2017. So is it as hard now? Do they have more visibility into it? You guys can see chat, right? Yeah, let's move this away so chat is more easily viewable. Because I saw that Burp recently added sort of a mapping where you could intercept HTTP2, but they would map it into what looked like an HTTP1 request, so you could sort of have the same structure. Yes, but what really happens is that most enterprises downgrade to HTTP1. So Is that intercepting the traffic and forcing a downgrade to NTTP1 either through like a proxy or at the firewall level? If it has, if it has proper HTTPS inspection at all levels, would that be? How does that play along? If I were to connect to my Merlin server over the internet on HTTP2, would the proxy, like a company proxy, be able to force that downgrade to HTTP1? Or that's interesting. I know, or I am fully aware that I know way too little about HTTP2 or 3. No interception, termination, and a new HTTP connection. Okay, so just straight upbeat drop. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Let's. Another thing that I noticed about Merlin is that the agent compilation is actually as simple as just running make scripts for different targets, and then replacing these verbal options in the make command. And is this the quote-unquote only way to make agents in Merlin? Is there no integration, or can you do this from the CLI, or is it intended to be done like this? I do. This is different from a lot of other open source C2s, right? Where this logic, the agent generation logic, is straight up implemented in the CLI. HTTP2 can't. Okay, cool. So I think that's both like a quirk, but also beneficial because it gives you a lot. Like if you were to make changes to your Empire agent, at least back in the day when I tried to do it, you would have to dig through the source code and find where it sort of builds together the agent. Obviously Empire were PowerShell back then, so it's different, but here at least you have very specific, this is an agent, and you can modify it as much as you like and then just make it target a different operating system and then give it these parameters to make it perform like you want, which is interesting. And I guess this really is unique because Go is cross-platform, so you can from the same source code make it work for Windows, Mac, Linux, right? So that's an interesting approach. Well, I'm looking forward to. Simple enough, just different, right? I was looking for the build CLI command, but just referencing make scripts instead, which is fine. Interesting to see a different approach on that. Minor things though. All of the, yeah, so that's also interesting. So that is probably going to bring down like basic detection rates, since a lot of these parameters, you know, at least for testing, wouldn't necessarily be defined when you compile it, but would be confined as an argument when you run it, right? Which is also interesting, which is something I read earlier in the wiki. I think the best way to show this is just to get going, right? So tells me to download. I think there's a one-liner here, right? Yes, I do love one-liners where I don't have to understand what I'm running. Please infect my computer. So goes into a bash terminal as root, updates, installs pzip full, and then goes to ops, downloads the latest release on Linux, and then unzips and moves into and starts. Okay, probably have to do that somewhat manual. The primary goal was to make it easy to use it, but require you to use as little more skill for real world use. That makes sense. So that if you were to use Merlin in a CTF environment or a lab environment, then you would just use the arguments and it would be easy to set up. You could essentially just pull a pre-compiled agent from the web or have them ready and then just change the arguments, which makes sense. So that's interesting. So what am I running now? What you really should be doing is creating your own main program that calls in the agent, right? So you would use the agent as sort of a library and call it, but in Go is what I'm assuming, right? I think you have a pretty decent set of examples for proxy DLLs as well. which is a very common use case both in pen testing and sometimes red teaming for getting stuff deployed. I think I saw it somewhere. I swear I saw it somewhere. Not just run DLL on a reg server, but yeah, somewhere. Okay, so now the server is up. Server's up and running, so now I need to connect to that server using I'm assuming the Merlin CLI. Merlin CLI, Darwin, Linux, probably. Permission denied, of course. Cool, successfully connected. So how does this work in terms of multiplayer? Is it single player only for the CLI? I'm assuming yes. Or it's just all unauthenticated, which is fine if you're just running it on the host. Okay, so it has this. Interesting. Okay, so multiplayer works, but it's not initially designed for multiplayer. Is what probably is the case there, right? Which is why it probably made sense to make a Mythic implementation, because Mythic has that all figured out, the user control and stuff like that, right? So Hans got a question for you, Neon Dog. 128 question. Since Windows Agents uses Win HTTP, I believe you don't need to set the host header of your C2 when using CSNet for C2. I believe you don't need to set the host header of your C2 when using CloudFront CDNS for C2. Also, we're talking about the DNS traffic here, or the DNS listener. Developing an Asian, do you also have to set the host header manually? I'm not quite sure I follow along with that question. So there is no DNS listener. Or are you talking about cloud fronting, Hans? I definitely didn't follow along with the question. Oh, no worries. Meanwhile, I'll try to git clone the agent repository and make myself an agent. So this is the agent source code. So I should just be able to okay, so you have compile agent in the bin directory, which you could just feed arguments. So we could totally do that. If not, move into the Merlin root directory where the make file is located. I'm assuming that is where I'm at. Okay, there we go. That must be the agent repository, right? Yeah, make. And then I want to make sure I have the necessary dependencies in order to compile this. Let's see if, of course, I think college you just come pre-installed with Go at this point, honestly. Okay. I'm doing it anyway, apparently. So we can skip that. So by just making make windows, then it will make windows, and then again, I'm giving it no arguments this time around. So let's set up a listener, assuming that's listeners, and then help inside the listeners module shows the exact same things. So I'm guessing I'll check the listeners menu page. The configure command is used to operate or configure a previously called listener, not using that. So it's going to be use create a new listener type. Okay, let's do HTTP 3. Interesting. So now I'm inside an instance of, and then I guess I can just, do I have to set a name? Okay, so I didn't change the listener name, so just called my HTTP listener. And then I have a listener. So is the help menu different when I'm inside the listener, or is it not? See, it looks like the same. No, it's not. Okay, just... Oh yeah, there is. Banner. I think I got thrown off when I saw like a lot of the basic commands still being in the listener menu. That maybe isn't needed here, right? List all the created listeners and their status. So that would be, okay, so I would do info and then probably tab complete. Cool. Okay, so that's the information for that specific listener. So if I want to change that name, would I stop it, delete it, and then create a new one? Or can I change that? Just for rules, just seeing. Configure, interact with, and configure provided listener. So configure. Invalid because I had a space probably. Or not probably. There we go, help. Okay, back. Stop. And I do the space again. Oh wow, okay. So how would I change the name? Set, okay. Okay, it's in the beginning. Okay, I didn't see the set. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. No, makes sense. Start is at the top. Or set is at the top. So there's the transforms, the key, the authenticate, description. And then there's a bunch of different transports or transforms, I mean, I can set, right? So I think I read about this in the beginning here. So that's probably gonna be, it must be really hard watching a dumbass sitting on the stream trying to understand the stuff that you spent so many hours on. I apologize, Neon Dog. I apologize in advance. Let's do, I want to do transform. Let's do Scalsack loves doing this, watching me abuse, like totally use this tool the wrong way. Cool. So you can use multiple. So gob, is that the low? What is a gob? That's encoding. Okay. I thought it was the, I don't remember what it was. Like years back, Rastamouse started playing with this JSON alternative that was much like smaller in size. Like the structure was more lightweight. I can't remember what the name was. I thought it was gob, but that's it encoding. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the transform as is. And then I think I'm going to deploy onto a stream machine. I actually need to do this because I'm not sure what I'm showing. So give me a second here. BSON is probably it. Which that's probably it, scouts like BSON. So I think this is fine. Let's just go back to live scene. So we have two different ones. And for the first one, I think I'm just, is there an out or a bin probably? There we go. Okay. So let's just take this and then we'll run it using the arguments instead of making it. Let's do that. Yeah, I know, I have to give it the arguments, right? Oh, okay, it's bounded to loopback. Interesting, so I have to fix the listener as well. Interesting, I'll do that. Just gonna copy the thing over to Windows. And then I'll fix the bindings. You're saying, so right now the listener is stopped, status closed. So I need to set the interface to, just gonna do this and then start it. Of course, because it's already in use. That's probably an Apache server, right? Wow, I can't type, sorry guys. I also am not sudo. So that's fine. So let's try that again. There we go, started all interfaces. And then my IP address is this. And now I should just be able to give it the what's the arguments for this? Let's see. So URL and then proto, I think, right? So how is this defined? Just as arguments? Okay, so it's dash URL. Gotcha. Do you have handling for like with and without the Norwegian? Oh, this doesn't have internet either. I can see now. I definitely don't want English language options. Add keyboard. Norwegian, please. Obviously, why would you want to search for it, Microsoft? You have to scroll it, you know. There it was. Region, let's remove that. There we go. Does it? The default proto is HTTP2. Okay, I didn't specify that, so that's fine. And the default is my understanding that the default key now is Merlin, right? That's also one of the things you put in place to make sure that when you use it on an operation, you have to change that. Is that correct? Default PSK is Merlin. That's clever to make sure that, you know, be used and whatnot. If you don't properly introduce yourself to the tool or learn it, you get shamed. Let's see. I'm just fixing the network interface here. Because I don't think I have a network right now on this machine. Uh-oh. I do. Okay, cool. No, that's 204. So that's on which network is not? Okay, I just need to change that to not have bridged, but have not instead. Not. There we go. There we go. 204.138. So that should connect. HTTP 3. Okay, so I have to change proto then, because proto is HTTP 3. So is that proto? Oh, there we go. Yeah. New authenticated agent. Check then. Ooh. Okay, now I'm confused. Sessions. Okay, not. Okay, there we go. So interact with the first session. There we go. We're up and running. So the pre-shared key is Merlin, and that's used for the initial key exchange, right? Because is that my understanding then? So you would have to change the key. Okay, so you would have to change the key for both ends. Yes, seconds. It's a lot. Okay, that makes me feel better then, because I think cryptography in general is like a can of worms. Once you open it, it's used to set a per session encryption. Okay, so the initial key is the same for all agents, but then obviously once they establish a connection, a new unique encryption key is assigned per session that uses that protocol, which makes sense. Okay, so let's look at some of the commands we have here. Oh, that's interesting. Change the agent's J3 TLS signature. Interesting. Parrot, what is this? Change the HTTP TLS configuration to match the provided browsers. That's interesting. That's like network detection specific stuff that you can change up, which is really interesting. Kind of unique. I can't recall having seen that on any other C2. Browser string. Change the a list of valid options to pair can be found at this tab completion with sums, but all this will override. This is really interesting. Hello Chrome Auto. This is interesting. Can you give us some insight into what this is? So this is just to make sure that once you land on the host, all network traffic can mimic a specific browser. So that's going to be what you. So I understand it changing the user agent, but what do you mean by the TLS configuration? Like what it accepts? That's really interesting to me. Oh, I didn't check. It's Golang, so I'm guessing I wanted a meg. Oh, it's 11. Whew. That's the thing when you bring your own runtime, right? Or you don't, but yes, the parent command makes the network traffic look like a specific browser. That is really interesting. And that is a clever, that is one of those things that you don't add to a C2 framework before you got caught on, before you have gotten caught like network wise. That's really interesting. Hans, so you guys should totally add that to redacted at TrustedSec. That's interesting. That's a nifty feature. That's actually pretty. That's a little. That's one of those very little things that makes you think this is really well thought through, which is cool. Kudos for that one. Remote SSH is always great for pivoting. Connect, reconnect from. Sorry, you can't post links. You can try to obfuscate the link a bit to do full Twitch, but I have to have links turned off. I'm sorry. Another thing that I saw you did is that you do P2P both ways. So I was in Discord a while back, and somebody asked if Brutratel, or I don't recall if it's Brutratel or if it was some other paid C2, supported reverse P2P SMB. Because a typical P2P implementation is that you deploy, say, an SMB listener on a remote host, and then you connect to it. And then I think what I read in your README, you have both ways. So you can deploy an SMB agent to a host and have it connect back to you, peer-to-peer as well. Link in bio. That's interesting. View or modify operating system environment variables established. Okay, just environment. And then you have some shellcode implementations. I'm wondering how hard is this to change? Let's say I don't want to pay for a C2. I just want to use Merlin. How hard is it to change this? Obviously you have the names obfuscated, or the API call, or I'm in the wrong repo, which is also a thing. Merlin agent, core, run. Oh, is it all server side? Is it all being pushed down at runtime, or? Cool. I would love to see how hard or interesting it is to change that. I would also love to see if it's all agent side or if it's being pushed down. That is really interesting that you have the P2P stuff both bind and reverse. That's, again, something that a lot of the paid C2s does not have. It's typically bind. It's interesting to see that a lot of the innovation, obviously the paid C2 frameworks, they innovate a lot when it comes to evasion, but like most of them just redo the same functionality because obviously we want that. But then you have open source frameworks like this who introduce new functionality that you can't even find in paid ones. Like Parrot, you can't find in paid ones. The bind or reverse P2P stuff. Oh, sorry, Neon. Oh, lol. It blocked you. Wait, how do I undo that? Sorry, Neo, you got you got freaking timed out for posting links. Let me fix that. I'm sorry, bro. You can hit me up on Discord as well. Are you on Discord, Neo? Let's see if I can fix that. Definitely don't want freaking Dev is getting freezed out. I'm sorry, bro. Can I change that? Unblock. Can I do VIP? What is that? Okay. I'm unblocking you. Hold on. I can't do anything until he's back. Okay, he's back now. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, you're a VIP now, so hopefully that makes it so. Okay, unrestrict. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I'm trying. Okay, so now your messages shouldn't be blocked, whatever. Buy my scam coins instead. Man, just when I was about to buy man, just when I was about to buy his NFTs, lol. Look in the commands folder. Commands, obviously. Okay, so all of it is pushed agent side, right? Let's do, probably looking for injection somewhere, or memory. Okay, so you have specific ones for Windows and whatnot. So let's look at the Windows one. Read banana. I love it. Evasion. What? Fuck. Okay. Can I give him mod? No, I can't give him mod ever. Let me turn off the whole thing. I'm sorry, dude. LOL. Okay, I'm turning off link protection right now. I'm so sorry. LOL. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. Okay, now I've turned off link protection for the entire thing. You should be good now. Yeah, I'm in the exec for Windows. Cool. Okay, so I see a reference to evasion package under the Merlin agent. So that's, I have no idea how freaking Go works. Okay, the evasion file rewrite to arbitrary memory to remove hooks. Okay, so use an hooks. Have you heard about Raid Shadow Legends? Oh no, oh no. They're all coming for us now. Okay, cool. So this isn't the worst. Oh, this is the read-write patch stuff. Okay. The structure and everything here is pretty decent. So I don't see this being a big issue for implementing stuff yourself. You obviously have to get familiar with Go, but that's it, right? So I'm looking, execute shellcode is what I was originally looking for. So I'm execute probably. There we go, execute Windows. There we go. Execute command starts the process with the provider system, blah, blah. Execute shellcode self, blah, blah, blah. Okay, okay, yeah, there we go. So here, this is probably a fresh NTDL stub that is being unhooked, and then, or it's just direct. So it will be pretty straightforward implementing your own like variation of shellcode techniques. Okay, you're not doing any unhooking. Cool, cool. I mean, this is the niftiness of Go, right? Cool. The only thing you're missing is BOF implementation, right? Unless you, no, you have it. You have in execute, right? Invoke assembly. That's net. Load assembly is net. Execute P. That's P files. Yeah, all that's needed. Is there a Go implementation of? Is there a Go? That's .net. Yeah, you're right. If you really wanted to, Hans. I don't think there is one. If you're a real MVP, you would implement your own, right? Kidding. You should, Hans. You should totally challenge Kevin to do this in Go, 100%. If you piss him off enough, Kevin will do it, and you know it. You just gotta get him hooked on it. Lol, hooked. Oh, you are nice. He 100% would. You guys, if only the chat would know the things Kevin have done overnight to just prove a point, you would be amazed. Oh, you have a Go Cough repo. Thank you so much for the subscription, Joe. Say something. Thanks so much. Ooh, you're working on it. It does work, just not fully. You can remember who am I? That's a step in the correct direction, dude. Cool. I mean, a lot of this is just translating code, right? ChatGPT must be a huge help for this, 100%. Thank you so much for the follow, Chuck. So, yeah, Kevin is one of the research guys at Trusted Sec, just for reference in chat here. What's his Twitter? Hey, what's up, Django? Welcome to the chat. You missed a bit. We got up and running with Merlin. Pretty straightforward. Has a few quirks, but yeah, same thing. That's what Copilot as well is insane. I find myself, especially with Copilot, becoming so lazy when I do stuff. Yeah, what Bandrill said. Just flying stumbling through commands with devs watching. Kev196 on Twitter. That's Kevin at TS Research. Doxed. I wonder what does this do? J3. Do we have Parrot there as well? No. Merlin Wiki. Is a method for bringing. Oh, every TLS client has a unique signature depending on what you're following. This is so sick. Actual knowledge here, or I learned something. The more you know, right? Okay, so this is collide pretty easily. In my eyes, the pair thing is probably more useful. It's like, I did not come here to learn. This can kill your agent pretty quickly if you fuck it up, right? Okay, gotcha. So how would that dumb question? So how would changing, say, using setting up a forwarder and then having that HTTPS certificate generated and assigned to that, would that affect the Merlin client still, or would it still attempt to use its set signature when authenticating? What I'm saying is, do I need to update this myself, no matter if I'm using this on the real op, either way, even if I'm using a relay? Thank you so much for the follow. Frosier? Frosier? I don't know. Most of the time, no, you don't have to update your relay. Okay. However, TLS has a lot of configuration settings, so if your relay doesn't support it, then it won't work. Okay. Bandrel says, my favorite part of the stream is Flangvik trying to pronounce names. You should have been here for the tier lists. The first, when we did the C2 tier list, I literally said tire for like 70% of the stream. And that wasn't even on purpose. Like I just forgot that it's tier and not tire. And I'm considering making a t-shirt. Who doesn't like a good tire? I'm actually considering making a couple of t-shirts with like my C2 is gold tire. I use Michelini. Melvin's English is better than my Norwegian. Well, I hope so, Hans. Ufta. I hope so. God, I miss you guys. Ugh. You guys just in here chat making me all emotional. Oh, okay, you're Norwegian. That makes sense then. I was about to pronounce it Norwegian. In Norwegian. Frøset. Welcome to the chat, by the way. First time chatter. Oh yeah, 100%. I need to go there. Dave is probably going to be guarding that TS penthouse. He's going to kick me out as soon as he sees me. Betrayal. This is what was so fun about the whole C2 tier list and EDR tier list, is that it was essentially just interacting with chat, which is super fun, which is what I love. And we're getting the discussions going. Right now, we're basically having chat do a questions and answers session with the dev, which is sick. You didn't really answer the question that, I don't think at least, you answered the question about if the signature stuff was something that you came up with on an engagement, or if it was requested or for fun. Move to the modules. This is technology from John. I wanna be like, who's John? I'm guessing somebody at Spectre Ops. My coworker wrote the library for it and implemented it in Merlin for fun. Well, we sure had different definitions of fun, don't we? Okay, we're about to look up this guy on stream. Who this? John Altenhaus. Inventor of J4+. Okay. I get that. Oh, I'm not saying you invented the technology or anything, just saying never seen that feature set, so I was wondering if you get caught by it, but most features, like the best features I implemented after you get burned on an op, 100%. So he is John at Salesforce? Or was that? I don't use Merlin for ops. I let you do that. That's a flex. That's a low-key flex right there. Creating a fully fledged C2 just for the open source credit, not using it on ops. You guys should see the C2 that Alvar and Chris is releasing this year. Don't blow your minds. Okay, there's so many Johns. You get me all confused here. I think I'm just gonna go to information so you guys can see the chat more clearly. Sorry, man, I use my first name for primary key. All Johns are the same. Ah, we're getting into nerdy history now. I'm falling off. Who's John again? Just messing with you. Out of curiosity, what C2 do you use for operations then, Neo? You guys use a commercial one, or you have something offhand internally? I use Rick as my primary key. I want to do Rick and Morty impression so bad right now, but it's going to be so terrible I won't even try. How's the SOX implementation here? Is it decent? Is it fast? Is it quick? Is it stable? So many questions. Because I'm never going to give you up. Okay, now you should actually receive a timeout in chat. 100% you should get a timeout right now. I should make a rule that if you type that sentence, I'm never going to give you up, you should get a 30-second timeout. Hey, what's up, Dad? 76, welcome to the chat. Craig. We did talk at HackOn. Nice to meet you, dude. I think I recall, lad, you're talking about Morton, right? Cool. Why is the chat so? Why does it time out so quick? Shouldn't time out that quick. Okay. You're like a full-time research now, or you do something else? Because you don't know how to use Twitch. I do not. You're correct. I'm learning every day, guys. 100%. Manager. Managing managers, direct services. If only you had a mod. I do. But Rustamouse doesn't show up anymore. He just shows up when I'm promoting his C2 or whatever. Then he's here. But other streams, Rustamouse, where you at? Calling you out, bro. Wait, you gotta put your kids to bed? What? Not a valid excuse. Get on chat. What is this? I'm joking, of course. I should actually just make scales like mod. I've been teasing it for so long. He deserves it, man. Go ahead, nuke the chat if you want. Please don't. Oh, funnily enough, you're a mod now. Congrats, Skelsek. Nuking chat now. Works good. You know, moving from a big company to a small company definitely has its benefits, but obviously, you know, you gotta work harder to get those gigs. Just how it is. ChatGPT had to ban people. Wait, you guys actually fooled me with the now the stream is frozen. You got me. You got me good. Well, Vandrel, TS is well, no, you're right. Like in employee counts, you guys aren't big by any means, but like you're a big name in the security industry. So by de facto, you're a big company. And you can't really call yourself small anymore, though, right? You can't. Closing up on like 200 people or something. Not small anymore. I appreciate you stopping by, Hans. I really hope to meet you up in Black Hat. I'll definitely hit you up. Say hello to the rest of the TO in chat from me. Miss you guys. Yes. My current employer, Covert, definitely went a bit Hail Mary on the initial like support stuff on GitHub, but I'm sure he'll happily sponsor again. You just gotta make sure it fits in the budget for it. I think he flew a bit too close to the sun the last couple of years in sponsoring everything between heaven and earth, but now it's he's trying to back it down a bit. I think at Defcon 22 he was a sponsor at Red Team Village, I want to say, or Adversary Village. Either one of them. I'm not sure he's done that afterwards. If you guys are watching this on YouTube after the fact, or not at all, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow the channel a bit, so I can start hopefully monetizing the videos and earn like $2 a month, which will buy me a coffee, which will make me happy. So if you guys want to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I appreciate that. Honestly, the content got a bit cut short today. The parrot stuff was cool. Ideally, I should have set up a Windows machine and maybe do some evasion stuff. But honestly, I don't feel like it. Look at Skelsek here doing his job. I think it's. Do I have one for YouTube? No. I should have one for YouTube. I think it's like this. Inbound for Streamlabs banned. No, I do have a couple of talks. Definitely some upcoming talks, but they're all for like minor private conferences and whatnot. I'm doing a talk next week at freaking like the cybersecurity Navy Norwegian conference, something. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Cyro. Merlin's cool. I should ideally have done a better deep dive in it. Also open for suggestions for more content, like just deploying and testing C2s. Area 41. No, I haven't. You're going this year? Oh, obviously you are. It's Switzerland. It's probably the most expensive conference in all of freaking Europe. See, how much are the tickets? I think I saw some of it, Dad. My boss will kill me if I don't go. It's cheap. Okay. Oh, there we go. No, not that bad. 300 something something. Cool. June. You know what? I could try to make it, but I do think it collides with something. Checking calendar as we are here. I might be able to do that for one day or whatever. We'll see. No guarantees, Scouts. Like, you should just try to get to Defcon. We'd love to meet up again. Oh. Please say the sponsor line for Area 41 for the stream. Well, no. Nope. Oh yeah, you're doing to the summit. Yes, you went to Defcon last year and I wasn't there. I know. And you're gonna hold that over me forever. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to the summit. But good luck having the talk though. Thank you so much for the follow. Here's another name pronunciation. Sinon Mido. Mido? I tried. Hans should have been here. If only I actually if only I could progress in pronouncing the names and actually get better. That would be sick. But, you know, I'm not. I'm getting worse, if anything. Gonna drop another invite to the Discord if you guys want to jump on. Open for suggestions and anything else. Let me see. Copy. But I think I'm gonna cut it a bit short today. Honestly, I feeling a bit low on the energy. But I do need suggestions for next week. Depending on if the sponsorship stuff aligns, I might have a very specific topic for one of the streams. But other than that, I also... Okay, so how many want to see that? So I really want to... I never really got into mobile hacking or like reversing mobile applications or whatnot. But I did do something. So I kind of want to, on stream, showcase how you could, you know, jailbreak a hardware vulnerable iPhone and then get the necessary apps and install a root certificate, capture the traffic, and then start to analyze applications and then try to bypass pinning and stuff like that. Would that be interesting? Would you guys like that? It'd probably be a multi-series, honestly. At least we're diving back into the technical aspect. I feel like it's been forever since I did some actual coding on the stream and not just jabbering about what C2 is ass and what EDR solution is ass. Would that be fun, doing something like that? I actually think if I set up another webcam so you can see the device, I think we could do something like that. That'd be sick. I'm not by any means any expert at doing mobile hacking or whatever, but it would be sick to do something like that. And one of the... I have a couple of fun things that I haven't shared yet that maybe we could try to recreate. Like back in the day, I would create... I think I posted a picture of some of it on Twitter where I created like a mobile man-in-the-middle proxy for my jailbroken device so that I could get infinite coupons at Burger King, which is obviously how I initially got that fat. But it would work because Burger King wouldn't have any server-side validation like when you showed up at the counter. They would just look at the thing and they would say you have a coupon and then timer counting down. And that would just change the traffic midway. So every time I opened the coupon, it would start counting down again. That sounds... No, yes, that sounds illegal, Scalesec, but it's like in the gray zone, right? You're... It's okay. It's a coupon. Come on. Don't be like this. Cancelled immediately. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. That would be sick. So next Sunday, I'll try to get that set up doing. I have a webcam. I would have to set it up and then not sure how I would stream. Okay, I would have to do some testing. Plenty coupon scammers in jail. Come on, don't be like this. You want to put me in jail for getting a cheeseburger 20% off? Don't be like this. I am Mud. I now have to uphold the standards. Well, I'm not saying you guys should use it, but it would be fun to do something like that. I also want to look at maybe automating or creating some bots for like it's a ticket swap or whatever, which is an app to swap tickets. Which would be sick to look at the traffic and see if we could like recreate the traffic flow in Python and then do some stuff. It's fraud, straight to jail. Well, I have to end this now. I plagiarized myself. I'm gonna go to jail. Norwegian jail ain't that bad though. No, but yeah, maybe we'll do that next stream. Probably gonna be a multi-part series, depending on how much I'm gonna struggle. But that would be sick. I do definitely think analyzing network traffic on mobile applications is super interesting, because that's where all the shitty APIs are hiding, because they think it's hidden, right? Yeah, okay. I'll try to make it happen. Norwegian jail is like a 4-star hotel in Vegas. And I stayed in Vegas for 2 weeks, 1 week alone, so I can handle a couple of months in Norwegian jail. 100%. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna end it. I appreciate everybody showing up today. It was a fun stream. It was really, I think really Neon Dog, you saved it by getting on the stream so we could do some sort of questions and answers, which is great. And yeah, I still hope to make it to Defcon this year. That is my goal. Appreciate that, Dad. You got it a bit late, but you cut the last part of it. See you in Vegas. Thank you so much, Neon Dog. Yeah, you're great. Looks great. Where do we donate? So if you, I think, do I have one called Donate? No. Yeah, sure. Bandra, I think you should donate and then try to expense it. 100% will go through. Now you will all be banned. If I find out how to do that on mobile. Oh. Oh, don't be like this. Okay, guys, I'm ending the stream. Have a great one and a great Monday when it arrives. Talk to you next Sunday. Hopefully we'll be doing some mobile hacking. Enjoy and peace out.